apologise, ladies and gentlemen, for that. It seems that ACC on console doesn't let you broadcast for longer than an hour, so we lost a few minutes whilst we just needed to reload everything, and we pick it back up with Car Mentalist coming in for his one and only mandatory pit stop with 28 minutes remaining.
And you are right. Yours went and now mine has disconnected. So it is literally on the hour that ACC kicks you out.
Okay, so whilst we wait, I will run through the runners and riders then. So Baggy is coming across the start finish straight. He will get the jump on Car Mentalist. He is some 35 seconds ahead of TKR Saturn. So TKR Saturn currently sitting in third place. It's going to be close between TKR and Car Mentalist. It will be very, very interesting to see the battle develop between these two and see where TKR and Car Mentalist come out together on track. Car Mentalist does pull away from his pit box, but as we all know, the Spa-Francorchamps pit lane is one of the longest pit lanes on these European circuits, so it's going to be a long 30 plus seconds coming down the pit exit as TKR Saturn does come through to negotiate the source, and he will be on the decline to come through Rouge and up through Radillion. I do wonder where Car Mentalist is in all of this. He's still got a way to go, so TKR Saturn is going to move back up into second place, ladies and gentlemen. It all lies with Ampio then. Is he also going to be able to get the jump on Car Mentalist? He does indeed get the jump on Car Mentalist, and Car Mentalist has got a stop and go penalty. 30 seconds stop and go.
Oh no.
He has got a stop and go penalty. It does. So he must have exited the pit lane and released that pit limiter just before it was supposed to be. And that means Bar Blixen is all over the back of Car Mentalist now, and Car Mentalist is going to drop right down the order once he serves that stop and go penalty. That is so unfortunate because he had such a good run up until this point.
That's heartbreak. I feel for the guy.
Well, he had such a fantastic opening hour.
Yeah, okay, I am back with you on the stream. Oh, that's just heartbreak. That is absolute heartbreak. And to just rub salt into your wound, Bob Lixon, he can see that penalty and he can just smell blood in the water. So he is going to just sit there until Carmentis serves that penalty. So how far behind is Ampio? They've got quite a gap between Saturn and Ampio.
Yeah, there is quite a gap. So 7 seconds is the gap between Ampio and TKR Saturn.
But have a look who is coming behind Bob Lixon. It is Mr. Pineapple Wake himself.
Yeah, so Wake he's found a way past AJ.
Absolute fantastic race.
So Bar Blixen's going to be the beneficiary of this, and he's going to move up into that 4th place position. Twitch Wake is going to move up into 5th, and AJ is going to move up into 6th. I do wonder how many more of the field are going to be able to get past Car Mentalist as he serves that stop and go penalty this lap.
Serving that penalty straight away, get it over, get it done. I would not want to be in his sim at the moment, because I can only imagine the absolute frustration that poor man must be feeling right now.
Well, yeah, it's very unfortunate.
Right. So that has released Bob Lixon, and he is being chased down by Mr. Pineapple Wake himself. So I will look. Bob Lixon cuts a Rouge quite
He does indeed, yeah, he does. I noticed that, yeah. These drivers are very much on the limit. They're going to be so close to receiving these track limit penalties if they're not careful. But we have 23 minutes remaining. Baggy is on lap number 28 and he is motoring away at the front of this field then. We'll wait for the timing screens to update so we can actually see the gap between himself and TKR Saturn. But TKR Saturn does sit in second place then. He made up the ground in the pit stop phase of this race and he got the jump on TRL, who unfortunately received a penalty for track limits. And Ampio is there in third, some 7 seconds adrift of TKR. That's the top three currently, ladies and gentlemen. They're your top three who are going to be walking away with the $100 prize fund for this Coach Dave Academy final around Spa-Francorchamps.
So with that, the guys that won the qualifying rounds, they all got a Coach Dave, was it a package or a driving lesson session? I know that there was prizes for them as well.
Each winner of the 4 qualifying rounds picked up the full setup bundle from the Coach Dave Academy. So all prizes will be given once this whole event is completely finished. So if you are one of those drivers who managed to pick up a setup bundle, and if you are one of the drivers who are going to be walking away with a split of the $100 today, please do get in touch with myself at the end of this event and we will award you your prizes, which are pretty spectacular, it must be said.
No, it is. That is absolutely awesome. That's it's just a great way to see the guys, the top guys, real professional guys. I mean, Dave Carell, absolute awesome professional driver, and he's just the way the guys are helping out the communities. I mean, this has been an entertaining series. The qualifying rounds was quite fun. I was involved there, didn't qualify for the final unfortunately, but here we are commentating and it is just as entertaining as what it would be to be in the race itself. So I'm watching Mr. Pineapple. He is keeping that gap to Bob Blitzen at about a second. But Simon, I just want to bring your attention to look who is in 8th place.
Mr. Ben Gallagher, the man of the day. Yeah.
He is finding himself properly in the top 10 and he's driven away from the guitar dude who was all over him when he came out the pits. He's almost 4 seconds behind him now, so Ben's got the pace.
Yeah, we got a couple of questions in the chat actually. So a couple of guys are asking what happened to Car Mentalist. So he was completing his 1 mandatory pit stop and it seemed as if he just released the pit stop limiter right before the exit and that warranted a stop and go penalty, unfortunately, for speeding in the pit lane. That is why you see him down in 14th place, as he was looking to take one of those podium positions. He was having a fantastic race right up until the hour mark.
So that's going to hurt his records with SOP, because he let me know that in all SOP events that he's raced in, he has only finished either first or second. So unfortunately, that awesome record will be coming to an end here at the Coach Dave Academy final for the Porsche Cup at Spa. He might, if he is not careful, he might not even, I do not think he will have enough speed and time to actually get into the top 10. So that is going to be a disaster for him, from being a favorite to be in the top 3 to completely falling out of the top 10. Sometimes penalties can be harsh.
I'm just riding on board with Switch Wake actually, and he's less than half a second to Bar Blixen then, so this is a battle for 4th place. Even though these guys aren't on the podium, they're racing for pride here.
Yep, Mr. Pineapple, he is coming, and it's such a internal conflict for me, because I love Bob Blitzen. I'm part of his community at LNR. Great driver, he puts in the time, the effort, but man, I had this gravitation to Mr. Pineapple. He was quite entertaining chatting to when he gave me all his answers and stuff, so I'm glad the gents are having a great race. But at the moment it does look like that Mr. Pineapple, he does have the upper hand. At the moment it does look like just a matter of time before he finds a way past Bob Blitzen. However, Bob Blitzen is one of the most toughest guys to pass on any track. He can put a car in the most defensive way possible, and it's going to be interesting to see if he can find a way past him.
Yeah, just worth noting that the track temperature has dropped to 20 degrees now, so I'm just wondering if these guys have got their tyres in the perfect operating window. And Twitch Wake right now seems to be putting that Porsche machine where it needs to be. He's certainly got it working in his favour compared to the beginning of this race where he was trying to have to fight through the field.
Yeah. And then these two boys, they're going at it. We're so close. I'm actually just waiting to see when he's going to try and make a move.
Yeah, Wake can't quite get the move done this time round, so Bob Blixen's got the measure of him on lap number 30.
Yep. Does look like he is a little bit quicker than him through that part of the circuit.
So I will just ride back on board with the race leader, Baggy. He hasn't really had much screen time because he just raced off. Yeah, he just raced off into the distance early doors, and he's just been away by himself in this race. He's been lapping almost a second a lap faster than everybody, and he's now 45 seconds ahead of the field.
That is I nicknamed him a while back Mr. Sandbags, just purely because his name is Sam and his handle on PSN's back, so it just kind of fit to call him Mr. Sandbags, because we think he needs a couple of sandbags to slow him down so the rest of the field can catch up to him. But I laughed when I asked Baggy. I said to him, you know, Baggy, what is a special result for you out of racing? And he laughed and he said to me, Paul, we've raced so many times together, you know all of them. So I said to him, okay, the easiest answer for this is when Baggy rocks up, Baggy wins. That is literally, that's what we're going to do. That is how we will look at what is a special result in the Baggy book of race results. I mean, so he has not...
He's actually undefeated in every single SOP Motorsport event that he's entered in the last 4 months. So he's got a completely unblemished record.
Yeah, so we definitely, I think, Simon, we will have a discussion where Baggy gets a couple of sandbags, we add it to the car, slow him down, make it heavy, give him ballast, do something, because this man is outshining the entire field.
Hopefully the console side of Assetto Corsa Competizione does introduce the weight ballast feature, which is there in the PC version of this game. They just haven't introduced it into the console version, unfortunately.
Yes. Yeah, that would be quite nice if they bring that in. So one of the questions that I asked Baggy was, you know, like, tell me about yourself. So Baggy, sometimes, you know, we always think of him as a serious racer, and when he chats in the chats on Discord and stuff, he always comes across, you know, as very focused and serious. And as he passes Goalie there for another lap, Baggy's answer to, you know, about himself, he says to me, well, he enjoys long walks at night under the moonlight and standing and getting wet in the rain. And I just thought, my word, where does this man with all this focus finding humor in between everything? So it was good fun having him just share some ironic comments to just kind of pull a person's leg and just have some fun with the whole situation.
Well, just looking through the rest of the field.
How are we looking?
We've got a good battle developing between Ben Gallagher.
Well, Ben, has he caught up to Sousa?
He's passed Sousa. He has passed him, yes.
He's passed Sousa. Oh my word. Ben is in 7th. My word, Simon, I chose the best dark horse for us in this race.
Yeah, so it looks like Sousa's got some big damage on the front of that machine, so I'm wondering if he's just lost it coming through a rouge.
He did not look that way 2 or 3 laps ago, because even Guitar Dude has caught up to him. That Porsche looks like it is absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, he's got some heavy damage on that machine, so he's coming into all sorts of pressure now from that Guitar Dude. He's got 13 minutes to nurse that car home, but Ben Gallagher is the beneficiary of all that, and he's now up into 7th place, like you said.
Yeah, I think
he does have 9 seconds.
It's a matter of time.
He is 9 seconds adrift of AJ to the P, unfortunately. I don't think he's going to be able to close that type of time with 12 minutes remaining.
I don't think so. Did Bob Lixon make a mistake? Yeah, he has. Mr. Pineapple has gone past, and he is 8 seconds ahead of Bob Lixon. And Bob Lixon's Porsche looks excessively second-hand in the front end.
Yeah, so a lot of these guys are struggling in the final 15 minutes of this race then.
I think it's that what you mentioned, are the tyres in their optimum operating temperature, and I don't think so, because the track temperature has now dropped to 19 degrees. So I do think these boys are starting to struggle with grip. That Guitar Dude is right behind Mr. Sousa, and he looks like he is looking to make a move.
Yeah, it looks like that is actually the only battle on track now, unfortunately, because these guys are very much spread out through the entire field. We've got 11 minutes remaining.
DRL is also within a second on Dan VW, so that might become something a little bit closer. But yeah, at the moment Guitar Dude is all over Mr. Sousa, and he is doing that favorite move that everyone's been doing. He's going for the outside line,
and he's got the move
once
done.
Again, I do not think we've seen that move fail in this race today. That outside line move, that has been the move to work for everyone in that corner.
Well, it seems like all the moves that have been made in this race have been made in that corner. Like you said, that's been a favourite place of passing for especially that Guitar Dude. Ben Gallagher put that move on that Guitar Dude himself earlier on in this race.
Yeah, so he's like, well, if it worked on me, I might as well use it on someone else.
Yeah. So I'll just run through the runners and riders, Paul. We've got 10 minutes remaining. Baggy is leading this one. He took pole position by over 1.5 seconds, and he's just been away and gone since the lights went out in this one. He is on lap number 34, and he's got over 45 seconds on TKR Saturn, who is no slow coach, it must be said. TKR Saturn has taken victories in previous races with SOP Motorsport, and he sits in 2nd place. We've got the defending Pro Series champion sitting in 3rd. He's some 12 seconds adrift of TKR Saturn. Twitch Wake is 10.4 seconds further adrift. He has moved himself up into 4th place, so he's having a fantastic drive through the field this afternoon as he gets it all wobbly coming out of Rodillion. Bob Lixon then, who's got that front end damage. We didn't see him lose it, but he has picked up damage on the front end of that car. He's running in 5th place. AJ to the P is there in 6th. He's struggled with this Porsche Cup car this afternoon, as he also gets it a bit wobbly coming up through the hill. Ben Gallagher is there in a fantastic 7th place. He's been your man of the moment, hasn't he, Paul?
Yeah, no, he has absolutely been shining. I mean, for a guy that tells you he just wants to finish the race and have a good battle, he sure has had some good battles along the way. And then I see we got Guitar Dude in 8th place. He is slowly pulling away from Mr. Sousa, and Mr. Sousa, and he's heavily. I think he looks like he's got the most damage out of everyone in the field. His Porsche really does look like it should be parked and retired. It looks that badly damaged. Wow.
Yeah, he's going to be trying to defend with all his might from Dan Videb, who's only 9 seconds adrift, but he is losing a lot of time, Sousa, so I'm wondering if Dan's going to be able to close up to the back of him before the end of this race, as he's got TRL all over the back of him, also less than a second apart. And TRL is one of those unfortunate drivers from today's race, because he was sitting in a comfortable second, it must be said, before he had those problems earlier on in the race. Goalie also is sitting in 12th, and he has been an unfortunate driver this afternoon after he spun it before the pit stop phase. Ian TDI has been off the pace also. Ian is a consistent podium finisher with SOP Motorsport. He's one of the consistent favourites in the races that he enters, but he finds himself down in 13th place. Car mentalist there, he had that stop and go penalty for exceeding pit lane speed limits. He was also in the hunt for a podium finish today. He's down in 14th place, and like we touched on earlier, Paul, he has either finished second or won every single event that he has also entered. And Gerino is there in 15th place, the only real runner left in this, as AJS has actually come back out of the pits to complete this race, but he is 10 seconds adrift of everyone else now. 10 laps, yeah, rather, sorry, 10 laps.
10 laps, yeah. Yeah, at least he's trying to finish the race, which is at least, that's nice, you know, it's something. Right, well, let's have a look. Car Mentalist seems to be catching up to Ian TDI, which should be expected, as he was one of the front-running guys. So he definitely should have the overhand with the pace.
Yeah, so he's definitely piling on the pressure of Ian TDI then. He's looking for a move right at the inside. He looks like he's going to get it done into the bus stop chicane. He doesn't quite get the move done. Ian goes defensive. Car Mentalist has to switch right round the outside. He takes it the long way round.
Going for the outside. He's taken it. I wonder if Ian looked like he half backed out of that.
Yeah, so it's been an unfortunate day for Ian and THKKR. Those two guys are teammates, yeah, and they usually run at the front of the field when they do compete, but it's one of those off days where they find themselves at the rear of the field, which is very uncharacteristic for those guys.
Yeah, I see TRL is all over the back of Dan Vidal. It seems to be about the only battle currently on the track.
Well, we know TRL has got the speed because he was sitting in second place early on in this race, so he's got the speed to challenge as he does. Just hit him at the inside. No. They do continue circulating. There's not been too much of an effect on their race. They will continue. Dan is in 10th, TRL is there in 11th, but TRL's car is completely battered and bruised.
It really looks, there's a few of these Porsches, I think once the race is done, they are getting recycled. There is no rebuilding them.
Well, there's less than 5 minutes remaining now, ladies and gentlemen, so we're not expecting anybody to come into the pits to make any repairs at this stage of the race. I've just checked the front of this race, and Baggy is over 50 seconds ahead of TKR Saturn, which is just absolutely extraordinary. Ampio is there in third. He's 13 seconds adrift of TKR Saturn, but he does have a 10-second cushion back to Wake, so bearing no problems for these top three runners and riders, they have secured the podium in today's grand final around Spa-Francorchamps. Fab Lixam has dropped 10 seconds adrift of Wake now, so he's really struggling with that front end, like you said earlier on.
AJ is less than 5 seconds, so let's see if he can at least try and keep it together to get that 5th place. He was hoping to at least get a top 5, so he is currently in 5th place, so hopefully he can keep it there.
Yeah, and I've actually not mentioned it for the entire race. I'm probably going to get Baggy in my ear afterwards, but there is a brand new race team within the console community, and it is the Indigo Lime Racing team, which is headed by Baggy, who is leading this race by over 50 seconds, and AJ to the P, I believe, has been one of the first drivers to join the Indigo Lime Racing team, and he's there in 6th place. He hasn't had the best of days in the Porsche Cup car, but we know how fast he is. Like you said, the Mazzano race only just gone 2 days ago, he done a 4-hour consecutive stint in 2 different cars, and he finished in 2nd place in both of those races.
Yep, no, definitely. Baggy, if he puts a team together, it is probably going to be a couple of superstars, because you're going to need a couple of superstars to try and compete with him.
Yes, I'm yet to see anybody even come remotely close to challenging Baggy to any type of victory. In a 90-minute race, he's 54 seconds ahead of 2nd place, which is just absolutely remarkable. We've got 2 minutes left, ladies and gentlemen. The track temperature has dropped to 18 degrees, so some of these guys are really going to be feeling it on those tyres. But as it stands, in this Coach Dave Academy sponsored Academy Cup final in these Porsche Cup cars around Spa-Francorchamps, the top 3 drivers who are going to be walking away with the $100 split will be Baggy, TKR Saturn and Ampio. I'm sure those 3 are going to be absolutely delighted as we do get the message that Baggy is now onto his final lap. So we will ride on board.
He looks like he is behind. Is that the Qatar dude?
He hasn't lapped that many cars actually. No, is
Yes. No, it's not.
It's not. No.
It's AJS that's just in front of him.
Yeah, I don't think he even got into a lap in the top 10.
No, he has not. That's good news.
But it will be 38 laps complete for Baggy when he crosses the line for the final time. There's 1 minute left in this grand final race around the Spa-Francorchamps circuit. Thank you for joining me in the commentary box today, Paul. It's been fantastic for you to get in the commentary booth with me.
No, it's been fun. I was looking forward to this race for the last 2 weeks. I knew it was going to be quite entertaining, so yeah, thanks man, thanks for having me. And yeah, the SOP community absolutely doing some amazing stuff. They're putting on some great races, so yeah, this is one to showcase, man. Well done to you guys.
Well, I've got to say a big thank you to everybody that takes part in our events, because without these drivers we wouldn't have these types of events. So a big shout out to everybody involved that's helped SOP Motorsport grow to the size it has in just 5 months.
Yeah, here we go. Well, Baggy is very near to the end. I think he can probably smell the victory by now.
Yeah, we will ride on board with Baggy to close out this final lap. He's just coming through Blanchimont now. He's just got the bus stop chicane to negotiate. He will come on to the start line, finish straight. He's already flashing the lights as Baggy does cross the line as your Porsche Cup Car Grand Final champion. He picks up the top prize of $50 for winning this Grand Final, as we do have some victory donuts there. And it was such a commanding lead. He was 55 seconds ahead of everybody else. That is nothing short of fantastic.
Absolutely insane.
We're right on board with TKR Saturn then. He is your second place man in today's race. He also just has the bus stop chicane to negotiate, and he has brought that car home in a very respectable second place. It was a fantastic battle early on between Ampio, TRL and TKR, and he has come out victorious in that battle to bring it home in second place and pick up the second place prize of $30. He is surely going to be happy with that one. Ampio is there also coming across the line. That is your top three runners and riders, ladies and gentlemen. He picks up the final prize of $20, so that is your $100 prize fund split between the three podium positions, as Wake also comes across the line. He was actually only 2.7 seconds adrift of Ampio at the end there.
Yeah, it was quite close, and Bob Luxon just about gets over the line ahead of AJ to the
So Ben Gallagher there is crossing the line in 7th place. He was your man for today's race.
This is our boy in 7th place. I mean, that is a top result for a guy that did not even expect to be in the race. That is absolutely fantastic. He has, yeah, that to me, great, absolutely great results.
So that guitar awesome. Dude has just crossed the line, as has Souza, and then Dan VWB with TRL are the final finishers. Everybody below those guys were lapped, so they do not get to complete another lap. So Goalie, Car Mentalist, Ian TDI, Gerino and AJS complete the field. Thank you everybody for joining us in today's grand final race. Thank you, Paul. Is there anything you'd like to say before we close everything down?
No, that was a great race. Thanks, man. Awesome. Well done to the podium finishers, and well done to Baggy once again for winning the race.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you soon in another SOP Motorsport event. We will catch you next time.